bitch. A kilo get off in this bitch. A CMT off in this bitch. A Breeze rock off in this for the love of money. A piece of paper with some faces on it. And they get you robbed, they get you killed, so don't be stingy. For the love of money. A piece of paper with some faces on it. It'll get you robbed, it'll get you killed, so don't be stingy, homie. Your pocket's fat and the boys in the cut, they scheming on it. You got a lot of money, but I bet your heart is lonely. You pay for pussy, claim you looking for a tenderoni. Be real with self.
I would say what made me start to rap is, you know, I had this one friend when I went to camp. It's a camp in the city called Camp Current. He used to get on the bus all the time, and he used to more or less have a crowd of people waiting for him to rap. And like I wasn't yet familiar with just, you know, how to make the puzzle of words fit. So I used to just get intrigued by how he used to get on the school, you know, on the camp bus and make everyone like kind of rave over him making up these songs the night previous. So, you know, more or less I just joined up with a close friend from the city, Fats, and we used to go to the library, and he used to just teach me more or less how to like make words fit. We used to read a lot of dictionaries and thesauruses, just trying to know that whatever words we put together were the right words, because we were using a lot of words and we were young, we didn't really know what it meant. So that was 14, I would say 1994 was the year. Camp Current bus, that was the time that I would really say, you know, a friend made me want to rap, so I could say that. When did I start? Was 1994 was the year I started rapping. I started kind of like irking my mom on about, you know, the idea of having a studio in the house. She was a loud music player, so I knew that I had a chance to actually get a studio in the house. So I was just more adamant after, you know, I got intrigued with just different, you know, lyrical styles and artists, and start just getting more intrigued with, I can say, music from a standpoint as a listener before I was actual artist. My influences, I would have to say Goody Mob, Outkast, Twista, 3 6 Mafia. Me being a northern kid, hearing like the flood of different artists and having the opportunity to go down south every summer as a kid, go to high school in the south, and you know, just having a eclectic group of family members in the south, I say was my differential of who I listened to and who I learned from. I would say Twista played a big part because I was just so intrigued by how he used so many words in a sentence, and once you slow the music down, he's actually saying a lot of, you know, things that could be lucrative as far as, you know, day-to-day life, or just, you know, something that you can apply to what you're doing and use in the future. Outkast, they were deep artists. They made me, you know, dig deep inside myself, and not only try to, how can I say, peel back the outer layer of my style, you know, just dig deeper within myself and just, you know, bring more of a lyrical style to things, you know. While I gravitated towards the southern style of music, don't get me wrong, I'm from Hartford, Connecticut, you know, born and raised, but I have family in Atlanta, Tallahassee, Florida, just the South period, and I grew up down south, so it's kind of hard to not merge those two styles. So my influences, definitely, I would say if I had a definite pick, you know, would be Goody Mob, Outkast again, Twista, and you know, Speed Out Mobsters, just groups like that, 3 6 Mafia, Bone Thugs and Harmony, just people that challenge you as an artist, I would say. What's the meaning behind the name Tripsup? Tripsup, it started when I was younger as Nos, you know, hypnosis. I went through several phases of names, just more or less trying to find my calling, or find what feels right to me as an artist. I went through Nos, Taz when I first started, you know, when I was younger, 14, you know, I was actually Taz, because I rap fast. Everybody in the city was like, wow, you rap pretty fast, so, you know, Taz was like a reference to my style. from Tazzles and went to Gnosis, which was a shorter term for hypnosis. Then it actually graduated to, Triple Threat. We had a local dancing duo in the city known as Tripsup. So when I had shows and they had shows, a lot of our fan bases would get crossed up between the names because we actually had the same name. Triple Threat the dancers, Triple Threat the rap artists. In the same city, it was kind of like a confusion. So, I'm close friends with those guys. And it just came down to, not having a confusion anymore, just separating it. And Tripsup is more or less 3 styles of rhyming. I can sound like an up north artist, I can sound like a southern artist, and I can actually put melody to music. Not saying I'm a good singer or anything, but we can make a track sound good as if I don't have an R&B singer, I can't do it myself. So more or less Triple Threat is an artist that's more or less a jack of all trades, just trying to be a one-man army. So Tripsup consists of Triple Threat, could be the fast artist, Tony P. Give them different personas, could be the person that adds the melodic tone to a track. Just have 3 different threats that, if one person doesn't want to listen to one person, it's like 3 people in one person. So that's the name, that's the reason behind the name Tripsup. I've worked with several artists when I was coming into the game earlier. I actually started in '94, and when I was younger, I was with a record label by the name of Grizz Rock Records. Money Ray, Son of Sam, different artists from my neighborhood collectively were in a record label, and we all, how can I say, I work with those guys. But as far as like my newer material or the album Tripsup, my debut album Tripsup, I didn't work close with too many artists. I just more or less wanted to focus on myself. Lee Page, she's an actual R&B artist out of Springfield, Massachusetts, and Dom Juan was actually co-producer with Darkchild Records, and I worked with him on the production, and Leon Cosby the third, LC3 Media. I work with those guys coming up, and still continue to work with those guys to this day. So with that being said, it's just I haven't worked with a lot of artists in the city, but it's just more or less now I'm trying to branch out and just touch bases with those guys, and also merge our talents together, come up with good quality music. So more or less now 2013 is just a new year, new vibe, just for the Tripsup Certified Mic Test Entertainment movement. I'm actually working with my brother, Mike Rollins Productions, and we're just trying to attack it from a different perspective musically. Just one day at a time, one artist at a time, more or less trying to focus on ourselves before we focus on other people, but also trying to make it a mixing pot, like a gumbo of different artists in the city, and willing to reach out to anybody who's willing to reach out to me. So with that being said, I haven't worked with too many artists, but I'm willing to work with any artist that's willing to work with me. I will say who do I plan to work with in the future? On a local level, I'm not gonna call anyone local. Just on a level of independent, shall I say? On an independent level, I would like to, work with just more R&B artists. There's a lot of guys in my city that's just awesome artists, awesome songwriters. Gino Beats is one. LMG Hamp is one. We got Nitty. We have so many guys. We got Big Mach. We have the Oscar Blacks. We have different artists that I'm willing to work with. And like I said, it's really no one in general that I wouldn't work with. So You know, I would say anybody. You know, I would say anybody, and on the industry level, I would say people that you wouldn't normally think of to feature on a record. Like Kylie Minogue, she's a European artist. She's like an actual R&B pop singing artist. Like I would want to feature with those type of people. As far as industry features, just just eclectic people that will actually broaden my horizon as far as music goes. Bring my music to parts of the world that I would want to travel to. Just to hear different sounds put together into things that I never thought could come together cohesively as far as a unit. I'm just interested in just eclectic artists and just people who's willing to take a risk musically. I would say my long-term goals is just to surpass anything and everything I thought I can be first and foremost. A lot of people try to prove things to other people, musically, and not only musically, just in life, period. And knowing that, when my mother had me, not to, get mushy or anything, she didn't know what I was going to be. I'm growing up, I have ambitions, I have dreams, and we all have ambitions and dreams. We're just just trying to make it. And musically, I know this is my gift. So my long-term goals is just to surpass and just go further than I knew I can go before I prove anything to anyone else. That could be just within life, music, as a father, just in life general. So long-time goals musically is just to get further than I ever expected. What are my short-term goals? I would say my short-term goals are just to, aside from the debut album I put out titled Tripsup, I just want to complete more mixtapes, make more visuals for the people to see. Because a lot of people put together a mixtape, and you hear a lot of people around the city, every city I travel to, from a musician standpoint, you hear a lot of people saying, here's my mixtape, here's my mixtape. I try to support everybody, listen to everything I get as an artist, just trying to stay current with what's out there. And a lot of people say, take my mixtape, but a lot of people are not pushing visuals. A lot of artists are great on mixtapes, but I would say my short-term goals are just to put together a couple more mixtapes, show relevance in the city. Aside from that, just put together more visuals, make more of a social presence, just network more. Anything I haven't did in the years prior, bring it to the forefront in these years. Now it's just all go, all gas, no break. So short-term goals, I would say just complete everything I have to complete to make myself a well-rounded artist from my standpoint, and not from a standpoint of a person doing things for me. Whatever I can do for myself, do it. 110%, 150%. Just all go. Because a lot of us artists can't complete short-term goals, so we'll never get to our long-term goals. So I can say just no half-assing, no lollygagging, just whatever I have to do in the short term to get to the long term, that's what I'm going to do, 110%, 150%. What can I offer as an artist? I would say just writing good music, first and foremost. I'm not going to say it's easy to get a record deal, because a lot of us would have them. But what I'm going to say is the hardest thing from a musician's standpoint is to write a song that can affect millions of people. Everyone feels they're an artist. Everyone feels they're a songwriter. Everyone records music nowadays. I just feel like what I can offer to people is realness. I know a lot of artists say that, but this is what I've been doing. I haven't, tried to make it to the NBA, then that didn't work, then switched to music. I, didn't want to be a basketball player as a kid, and that didn't work, so I switched to music. I just more or less, this is in me, and I feel through my music, you can see what, I can put it into, one equation action speaks louder than words. A lot of people can sit and talk and say what they can offer you. I would like you to be the judge of that and more or less listen to my music and you be the judge and you see what I can offer you. Figure out what you can take from my music that can help you in your day-to-day life, because I don't only listen to music for the beats, I don't only listen to music for the lyrics. I listen to music for an equation. A lot of us have day-to-day problems. Instead of going to a psychiatrist, we listen to music to make us feel better. So I would say just what I offer as an artist is what a therapist offers to a person that's misguided, just guidance. That's what I, offer as a musician, just lyrics that help us deal with day-to-day life and just help us find a new way, find a better way, wake up tomorrow feeling a little better about ourselves. Day-to-day occurrences, things that's happened in my life could eventually, inspire someone else that's listening to my music. So what can I say I offer as an artist? Just day-to-day life occurrences and just a real person that really does this from the gut for the love of music before the fame. Because if you can be an equal artist, the money will come. So first and foremost, just being a real artist, real to the people who listen to me, real to my fans, just things of that nature. So that's what I can offer as an artist, guidance, What material do I have available? Actually, I have a lot of material available on iTunes, Amazon as well, cdbaby.com. Everyone has iPhones nowadays, so you can search Tripsup, Tripsup, on iTunes. I have my debut album available, also with a couple singles available as well. Cover Girl, Tripsup, the debut album, different singles on there such as County Blues, a song that talks about what we deal with in our counties and how we get trapped up within a prison system. Me Mugging the Whole World is another song where I touch on topics of anyone who dealt with a family member that has cancer. My sister died year 2000 of a brain tumor, so a lot of songs on that album is just I would say heartfelt songs that anyone in the world could could benefit and grasp something from. So just as far as material that I have online, putting up more as we speak, and just more or less trying to broaden my horizons on the internet world, and just on a marketing world, on a marketing standpoint, period. But where you can find my music is Amazon.com, iTunes.com as well, cdbaby.com as well, and that's all for the search bar. Tripsup, Tripsup. This song that I'm actually playing for you guys is called County Blues. It's a song that touches on different situations, whether you're living in the county as a drug dealer, living in the county as a whatever you're doing, if you're not doing it from a legal standpoint to where the police have to involve themselves in your life, you're living a county blues. So that's why I made that song. It's more or less do what you do, make money how you make money, but when they come knocking on your door and they take you down, don't cry like a baby. It's about manning up and whatever comes your way, facing those trials and tribulations. But I feel like a lot of my friends, a lot of my family members, we all live county blues. I lived the county blues, and it was just like an easy song to write about. Mind you, I was a little younger when I made the album, but it was such a touchy situation back then, and also a touchy situation now, that everyone's living the county blues, county to county, state to state, Europe, North America, everywhere, every language, somewhere in the world, everyone's living county blues, and doing something where the police may have to involve themselves in your life. So, if you're doing a little something, do what you do, make your money how you make your money. No one's, contradicting anything that you have to do to put food on the table for you and your family. But what I can say is, watch out for the county blues. And this is what this song entails and talks about a little in depth about the situations of how people go through situations to put food on their table, and it might involve a cop, so watch out for the county blues.
Need you, Auntie Mika.
Mean mugging. After my sister died from a brain tumor in the year 2000, it was a touchy situation for me to write about, but it was something that not only I needed for closure, but my mom needed for closure as well. It was kind of like a weight was lifted off my chest when I wrote this song. She was a good player on her basketball team in middle school. She woke up one day and she couldn't move her neck. So like we thought she was playing, like, truthfully and honestly. And how I wrote the song was exactly how the situation happened. So it's like a detailed description of from day one when we found out the diagnosis, or when she said something was wrong, to the actual day that she passed. So I actually spread light on the topic of brain tumors, cancer. I would like to first and foremost give a major shout out to Make-A-Wish Foundation. Those guys are like awesome. There's a lot of foundations out there that say they do things for people, but I've seen firsthand that Make-A-Wish Foundation actually make every kid feel happy on their last days, and the donations and things of that nature really go to a good cause. As far as Make-A-Wish Foundation goes, they did a lot for my sister before she passed. She went through surgery. It was a hard time for me and my mom, but it was also a stepping stone in life that can help you deal with other trials and tribulations that may come your way that might be hard. So this song took a long time to write, but it was a feeling so heavy on my heart that I had to write this song to more or less feel not only whole with my mental thoughts, but just at whole and whole within my heart, from not having a person that you grew up with all your life to one day finding out they're paralyzed, to from paralyzation to finding out they have a brain tumor, from brain tumor to like it was just like how can I say, a never-ending snowball. Snowball got bigger, and before we knew it, the snowball crashed. And just to compare it to that situation, it's kind of touchy talking about it at this moment, but that was the reason behind me mugging. And if anyone out there know what it is to have a family member going through something so serious as cancer, diabetic, any medical situation that you guys have to deal with, I made this song to kind of like let you know that we all are dealing with some kind of struggle out there. You just got to be strong, So this was the first step of my healing process by writing the song for my sister to, more or less shine light on her memory and just wish her, rest in paradise, and kind of made my mom feel better about the situation. So that's why, had to write about that situation. So you guys check out that Me Mugging as well. And that's speaking on the standpoint from the first album, Tripsup, debut album Tripsup.